Happy Friday to you, one and all. One and all. Now, we're going to do something a little different today. Something a little different. We're going to be positive. I know. It's like a Twitch thought turning around and saying, you know what? I'm going to put a jumper on today. Yeah. No low cut top for me. I'm putting a jumper on. Anyway, it's me being cruel to Twitch thoughts. We love you, really. But moving on. Yeah, we're going to be positive today. So it's very easy. It's very easy to sit here and go, oh, these are all the things that are wrong with World of Warcraft. It's all the things that are wrong. Won't somebody think of the children? It's very easy to do that. It's very, very easy. But what we're going to try and do, because we're going to be better than that, we're going to try and be better than that. We're going to try and look for solutions to the problems we have raised. Apparently, we're not going to sort the problem of me not being able to talk, but we'll skip past that. So, the biggest thing that I've moaned about recently has been world quests. And this system that we have currently whereby we turn up, we do our little dots on the map, and we go home. And more, as each new patch comes out, it takes less time for people to be interested. Now, granted, it's easy to say, oh, 8.2 has been shit, because all the people I know have left. They've already gone. But 8.2 kind of dropped at a weird time. I'm not defending it. I'm not being that white knight. Charge! But it did. And Blizzard, you know, let's not pretend they were naive. Blizzard knew what they were doing. They dropped it to try and cop block Shadowbringers or ES, whatever the new Elder Scrolls one is. They did it on purpose. And it hasn't really worked because people sat there, they played a little bit of 8.2, and they're like, yeah, but it's kind of the same thing. I'm just grinding out world quests. And I don't think you're never going to win. Okay? Even with the solutions we may potentially come up with today, you're not going to win. You're not going to beat a new expansion for a game people want to play with a patch. It's just not going to happen. So don't try. That's my simple logic to Blizzard. People nowadays will play what they want to play. The fanboyism, yes, is still there to a certain degree. And yes, but the people you're going to keep, the people that are going to keep playing World of Warcraft, are the ones that have invested a lot of time. And you know what? They were never going to swap anyway. They were never going to look at ESO. Myself, I would put myself in one of those, in that camp. I've put a lot of time into WoW, and do I really want to jump and play something else? No, not really. You know, there's other games I want to play, but in terms of MMOs, I'm happy with WoW. So I was never going to jump ship. So I would rather the package you delivered was very, very good than you try and cop block people who, do you know what? Actually went and played ESO anyway. Everybody I know has turned around and said, look, I'm going to do what I need to do for raiding. And granted, none of the people I know raid at Mythic level. Those guys need to hardcore grind it until the very day Mythic comes out, and then they'll be good to go. These are people that raid Heroic. And they're like, do you know what? I'm going to do the things I need to do. And a lot of that is cop blocked off anyway, because they need Mechagon to get the best essence for themselves. So they're kind of like, I've done what I needed to do. I've done the bare minimum. And you know what? I'm good to go. So in fact, I'm going to leave now. I've ticked all the boxes I need. I'm going to leave and I'm going to do ESO. And I'm going to play Shadowbringers. I believe it's called. Apologies if I'm wrong on that. And that's what they've all done. So, first thing we need to learn is you cannot try and be snidey and cock block another game. Just accept it, move on. So, world quests. How the fuck do we deal with world quests? This is going to be hopefully not that long a video. Apologies, we're already sort of 4 or 5 minutes in and we haven't hit on any of the points I wanted to touch upon. But here we go. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. Now, I want to say this. I will be stealing from other games. Games that I have played, I have enjoyed, and I've liked the idea of things. I'll be laying on top of that my own ideas and things that I think will just be cool. There is no shame in looking at another game and going, that's actually a really clever way of doing that. let's use that. Let's change it. Let's incorporate it into our game. There's no shame in that. Games have been doing that. Music's been doing that. Films have been doing that for fucking as long as they have existed. There's no shame in it if you do it well. Don't just try and rip it off because you want to cockblock somebody. It's the wrong reason to do it. Look at it, think about it, and then create something. Call of Duty is a prime example of this. When Titanfall was coming out with Respawn Entertainment, if you don't know, they used to be part of, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, apologies, they used to be part of Activision. Alright? But they all fell out. Zampella and I can't remember the other guy, apologies, fell out, all sorts of issues, and they left to start Respawn. When Titanfall was going to come out and they were going to have jumping and things like that, Call of Duty were like, shit, we need that. That's going to be the new thing, and we want to cockblock them. We don't want people going off looking at this thinking that's going to be amazing. And that's where Infinity War came from. And that's where we had the whole bullshit of people bouncing around in Call of Duty. Alright, now I left Call of Duty long before that, but that's where that all came from. And then it was like, we prefer boots on the ground. And they were like, oh, boots on the ground. Anyway, that's a bad example of taking another game's idea and implementing it. They just tried to cockblock. But we're going to look at things like The Division. Everybody's going, what? No, we're going to Division have a system, if you've never played it, whereby you can change the difficulty of the world you are in. Okay? You can select the difficulty of the world you're in, so therefore things become more challenging. So you can walk down a street where realistically it shouldn't trouble you. And you can go, nope, I'm actually going to select the world mode of level, let's say 5. And that's the hardest you can do. And all of a sudden, a lot of things now are elites. And a lot of things now will potentially kill you if you're not smart. But the risk reward is they're going to drop better loot. Now, why not have this for the entire world? Make the old world meaningful. Make the old rares meaningful, whereby the gear they drop is now upgraded. So I'm not saying to 415 levels. I'm saying to, say, 370, 385, something like that. Alright, enough that your main's not going to care, but you could throw it to alts and they'd be happy with it. That would make the old world relevant again. Now, a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but that fucks war mode over. Because, one, people are going to be in different tiers. They're going to find a tier where there's not other people, and they're going to farm that tier, blah, 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 blah. I have done a little bit of war mode. And, I mean, potentially you could say, look, war mode just doesn't have this facility. Because do you really need it in war mode? War mode, the biggest apex predator out there should be other people. And that's what you should worry about. You don't really need to worry about the mobs you're killing. So potentially there could just be, you know, base war mode and then upper tier war mode. You know, just have it as 2 if you want. But for the sake of going on forward in this video, we will say that my expertise is not PvP. It is not with war mode on. All these suggestions will be from my point of view of playing in PvE. Okay? And apologies, I've just realized this is going to be a really long video, so we're already at 8 minutes and I'm still rambling on. So, that would be a really good suggestion. Now, let's layer on top of that the Honor Bound. The Honor Bound are basically apologies, my phone hasn't rung all day and then I get text when I'm recording. Arrgh! So, the Honor Bound, why not make it so the Honor Bound are a perpetual reputation grind? Okay? Every expansion, the Honor Bound are there, and the Honor Bound represent the Horde. If you want, call them the Horde Council. Alright? And this will go on, let's say you could cap it out at 50 or 100. And each level you get something new. You get something different. It can be boring. It could be, you know, a selection of a section of plans for something, for crafting, or it could be a mount because you got to a certain level, or titles, or whatever, a battle pet. There's all sorts of things you give people, but it would be a perpetual grind that they keep doing always. And every expansion you can add a couple of levels on with new things people can get, but these only apply in the old world. So for instance, and you can make them interesting quests. For instance, you could have, okay, you need to go to Booty Bay. There's a spy there that's been doing some work for us. We need you to go to Booty Bay. And we need you to get the plans off of this agent at Booty Bay. But I've never met him. Don't have a clue. I've worked as a go-between with this guy. but I don't know him. I've gone through go-betweens. You know what I mean? Words are difficult. So you get there, and if you remember doing apologies, Jesus Christ, why can't I remember the Legion dungeon? Do you remember when you would go into the Legion dungeon and you would be told like 3 facts about somebody, and you had to identify that agent? It wasn't Cathedral. Why the fuck can't I remember it? Anyway, you had to identify that particular person, and then if you clicked on the right person, you're done. Why not walk into Booty Bay? You're given 3 facts about this particular person. You can talk to them, and all of a sudden they will give you, if you click on the right person, I don't know, let's say wearing a Red Admiral's hat, fancies Tauran women, and likes to drink from a tankard. So you walk in. It could be an orc with a Red Admiral's hat on. He's got a tankard in his hand, and he's chatting up a Tauran woman. And you click on him, and he's like, the squirrels like to play with the monkeys in the autumn breeze with the Wolverine. And you're like, wink, wink. The tulips like to dance with the nipples of the ape beast. You're like, yes. And you get the plans, and then you can fly back to Ograban. Just a simple, silly little thing, but all of a sudden you're bringing these different locations in, and the old world becomes meaningful again. And this would be constant, be ongoing. And there's tons of quests that already exist in the old world that you could just revamp and tweak to suit this. And I actually think that'd be really, really fun. And as I say, it would be an ongoing thing for people to aim for. It would bring the old world back into it, and you could potentially bring events. So what you could do is, what I'd also separate out is, and this goes on into current BFA and how I would do rep grinds, would be, why not have it so that people can level up the way they want to level up? Why not have it that if I want to be a combat guy, that's what I'm going to focus on, and most of my stuff's going to be, right, you're going out on patrol, soldier, and you got to kill stuff. And you're like, fine, I can do that, boss, sir, yes, sir. But actually, I'm a crafter. I prefer doing crafting. That's fine. If you prefer doing crafting, then we need, 20 pendants of something, or we need this, or we need that. And you're like, okay, boss, I can do that. I just like gathering, which would be part of crafting. That's fine. Give us, 100 ore. That's cool. I can do that. There you go. There's 100 ore. And so on and so forth. Pet battling. I don't know what your pet battling thing would be, but every aspect should be represented. Okay? And you can give however you want to give. Or you could, if you've got tons of war resources, give war resources. Just give bukkake them in war resources because you have so many of them, and whatever game mode or the way you play the game means that you've got tons of these resources. Fine, that's fine. That's the way you play. That's what you've got a lot of. Then use it. Not a problem. So, how would I do Zuldazar, for instance? Apologies. Again, I play Horde. Again, this is PvE, and that's because that's what I play. But, flip it over to Alliance. So, here we go. The way I would have done it was, in the main city, in Zuldazar, there would have been 3 emissaries. 1 for each. So, 1 for Talanji, 1 for the Volpyran, and 1 for the Trolls. And I would have had a Tortolan as a separate thing. Okay, they would have been separate, dealt with in their own way. But the 3 main factions would have been, those 3, they would have had an emissary. You then talk to one of those emissaries. Apologies, I'm talking fast. I really don't want this video to go hugely long, but it's going to, apologies. So, you would talk to one of those emissaries. You would say, excuse me, Mr. Emissary, I would like to represent your faction today. And he's like, fine. Each one would have a reward. So like we get the emissary caches now, we would actually pick who we wanted to be. Who did we want to represent on that given day, and we would get bonus rep towards them. So let's say we're going to pick the Volpyran. We go, Volpyran, I want to represent you today. Like, fine, that's good to hear. You could still hand in resources, still do crafting, still do military patrols with the other, but you would miss out on the bonus rep that you were getting by choosing the Volpyran. Also, you would miss out on the end bonus event. And we'll get onto that now. So, I then fly to Volpyran. And I'm getting bonus rep for everything I do. And this goes back to what we were saying before. You can craft, you can do pet battles, whatever it is, you can just give them war resources, and this is going to build up and build up and build up. Now you're capped, no matter how you do it. So if you're crafting, whether you've chosen to be military and go out and kill things, whether you're pet battling, whatever, there's still a cap on the rep you see. Let's say, I'm just making up a number now, 2,000. You can't go above 2,000, and that's set. So it's not like, oh, I can do crafting and actually I can get more rep than being a soldier. No, it would be capped however you do it. You can also jump about. So if you want to do a little bit of the crafting, a little bit of soldiering, that's fine. Let's say you hit a point where you've done a little bit of soldiering and then you've been handing in crafting. The guy would go, actually, do you know what? We don't need any more resources now. We've got so much, we need to sort those out. If you were soldiering, and in fact, where you would about to be going to the next bit of soldiering, the guy would actually go, you're good, you've been reported back to base, something's come up. So you wouldn't be able to go over the amounts of rep. But what would happen then is you would reach a point where whatever you had done by these various means, you would then have helped them achieve a goal. And that goal would be, look, we need you to attack this position. Right? Now, you'd be given a 4-man team to do this with, so you'd end up as a 5-man group, but they would be AI. Okay? We're using the island AI here to try and make something fun and interesting. And granted, if you're a tank, you're going to get DPS and a healer, and so on and so forth. So you've got a normal 5-man group that you would have. You would then go into a procedurally generated, not like islands. So basically the way it would be made up is of squares. If you remember like the old D&D boards made up of different squares and you could keep laying them out each time and they'd be, you know, a little bit different. That's the way this would be. So you would go in, it'd only be small. Well, it's not going to take you ages. It's going to take maybe 10-15 minutes at most. But you get this little procedurally generated dungeon that you go into. And you fight your way through, and there'll be an end boss or an end thing you have to do. You know, kill this boss, and then loot the chest. Boom. You know. But the dungeon, the way this procedure generated thing would work, if you ever played The Division, again, this is based on their underground system, is that the aesthetics would change each time. So it might be that you're raiding, I don't know, an Alliance castle if you're Horde, or a Horde castle if you're Alliance, and you'd be going through the corridors internally of this castle, and you'd have to kill that leader, you know, of whatever faction. Or you have to go through a cave network, and you have to kill this big, I don't know, crab monster at the end. But it would change each time. It would be different each time. And there'd be loot and various things you could do. And there'd be side bosses if you wanted. If you wanted to just nuke it, get it out of the way, and you'd get, that's where the bonus rep would come from. You get a big chunk of bonus rep for doing this, and maybe a few little trinkets. If you were using currency, maybe some currencies of some sort. And it would just be interesting. It would be different each time. It would be kind of like Legion Invasions, where once you've done the 4 quests at the end, you got the invasion, but it would be different. I.e., it would not be the same thing each time. Yes, you're going to go into a dungeon, and yeah, granted, there is a limited amount of things you can do, but it would be something that would be, 1, your choice, your reward at the end of it. You're not fixed in its emissaries. 2, and I will be entirely honest, I am slightly biased for the fact I love dungeons. So this idea actually appeals to me. May not to many, and I understand that. Maybe, and I've just literally thought about this right now, however you got to doing this procedural dungeon would be how you would fight it. So for instance, if you do pet battling, the dungeon that you're in is now a pet battling dungeon where you have to win each fight. If you got there via crafting, it would be the same as the military version, but you would, or let's say it would be a secret hidden caravan. There wouldn't be a big end boss to fight. You would fight through various trash. You'd still have your 5-man group. And then when you got to the end, there'd be an old, wise, wizened person who'd be like, I need you to craft me, blah, 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 blah. Or, you know, would give you certain crafting things like that. And then the military one would be, you fight, you get a difficult guy at the end to kill, and that's fine. You know, needs tweaking. I literally just thought about that on the fly. I stopped because my throat was getting a little bit dry. Had a quick sip of coffee, and I was like, what about if we did something like this? Now, this is just the start. I have tons of these ideas written down. Apologies, but this is going to go on for like 20 minutes plus. and it could go on a hell of a lot longer. This is just a first snapshot of where I'm thinking of going. I want positive thoughts on Friday. I want ways that we can make things better. So not just, oh, this is how we can shit on WoW. Let's think about how we can make WoW better. This is one of those solutions. If you really don't like the longer 20-minute video, let me know. If you're cool with it and you like the ideas, this is a video that needs comments. This is a video where I want to hear from you guys, you know, what you think, where you think WoW can get better, where it can improve. Because it's only by us doing that in a constructive manner can it actually get better. So that's me done. Have an amazing weekend. I will be doing videos over the weekend. Not something I've done normally in the past. But we're back. We're focusing hard on YouTube. And it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one.